তোমাদের ওয়েবসাইটে কি সমস্যা?
I was
And তোমাদের
expecting
কেন
this
একটা
as well.
অ্যাপ নাই?
এখানে there's
There was a fight যে Barbie নাকি Oppenheimer which did better. So which did do better?
তোমার কি মনে হয় যে R-rated films or X-rated না not X.
সেটা
What the hell? I'm so sorry.
মেয়েগুলো বারবি দেখতে গেছে, all like the alpha males in Bangladesh were like Oppenheimer দেখতে হবে, Oppenheimer.
Yeah. Boom. Avengers was the first foreign film you brought, right?
No, it was actually Spider-Man 2.
Hi guys, this is Rakin Absar and Fahim Islam Shetab. Welcome to yet another episode of Inbox. Aajker episode I am going to talk about something that I really personally very am excited about and care about, which is movie entertainment business, since I'm a huge movie buff, and hospitality side business ta jehetu like I'm a creator and we are always like busy, so dekha jay je kajer majkhane I love staycation and vacation, kono excuse pele holo ami vacation e chole jay. I really care about like good hotels. Yeah, etar jonno we have a special guest with us, Darius Rahman, the director of Star Cineplex, Sayeman and Penninsula in Chittagong, and Simon in Cox's Bazar. Thanks, Darius, for being with us. How are you doing?
Thank you for having me, Rakin. Amazing that you started this podcast. You're an amazing conversationalist, and I'm looking forward to the discussions today.
Oh, thank you. Have you seen my other episodes?
I did. I saw the first one.
How did you like it?
I liked it a lot.
You liked it? How do you like the set?
Amazing.
I actually forgot to ask you the first time. Yeah, thank you,
cozy.
thank you. Yeah, thank you. You didn't use the quill, but okay. I'll forgive
I'm
forgive you
happy
for
that you
that.
don't get cold. ঠান্ডা
Oh,
লাগে না?
yeah. আমি অ্যাকচুয়ালি ওর সাথে মানে আমি একটু স্টোরিটা বলি। ওর পেন্ট হাউসে যখন গেছি ওই দে হ্যাভ আ what do you call it, sauna, and you literally burned my skin
I thought you fell yourself.
and I fell. Actually আমি যে পড়ে গিয়েছিলাম, অনেকেই জানে আমার from the stories, আমি ওর বাসাতে পড়ে গেছিলাম actually. It sounds wrong. How do I say it in a way that it doesn't sound wrong?
There were other people
Let's say
too.
যে ওদের প্রেমিসিসে আমি পড়ে গেছিলাম, বিজনেস প্রেমিসিসে আমি পিছলা খেয়ে পড়ে গেছিলাম, and then ever since then
No lawsuits, please.
না no lawsuits না. So এখন পর্যন্ত আমার কেজে ব্যথা, so yeah. But thank God তোমরা কেউ দেখো না এই
I was just
জিনিসটা,
gonna say,
তোমরা কেউ দেখো না, but you probably heard something
I'm
like
sad I
ধুপ
didn't see
করে like ধুপ করে পড়ছে, and then আমি আসছি, I pretended like nothing happened, right? I'm like I'm fine, and then like আমি না শব্দ শুনছি না, কি হইছে কিছুই হয় নাই, like I'm fine, and then ever since then I can't breathe properly, so yeah. So Darius, tell me, my first question to you is, তুমি অ্যানিমাল থেকে এতগুলো সিন কেন কাটছো?
I figured this question was coming. I saw this comment a lot as well on our socials on Star Cineplex. So hands up, that's not us. It's actually a censor board kate. So we have nothing to do with like the cutting process of the film. We'll just exhibit whatever gets allowed through the process of bringing films into the country. So one of those processes is the censor board. So there's a Bangladesh censor board. There's a bunch of people who are hired for this position to review films, and they essentially decide what is deemed good or decent for the people of Bangladesh to watch in movie theaters. And in addition to that, thank you for doing this podcast and inviting me as your guest. I think you're a great conversationalist, and looking forward to this discussion.
Thank you. Yeah. So we know each other.
Yeah.
We both of us know you, and you've been a very good friend of ours. And আমার কাছে মনে হচ্ছে যে there's so many things that I can learn from you. And since I'm a huge movie fan, we both are actually.
Yeah, I think the first thing we'd want to know is how does the theater business work really?
Sure. So I mean, I can't get into too many specifics, but I'll scratch the surface. So let me give you a backstory of how I got into this business and how my family got into this business. So back in 2004, when Star Cineplex was opened, well, actually my parents had this idea beforehand. They started working on Star Cineplex back in 2002 when we were all living in Bangladesh. I was only 4 or 5 years old that time. So nobody was bringing Hollywood films into the country.
Right.
And also, I think during a period of time in Bangladesh, there were a lot more cinema theaters back after Bangladesh independence in the 70s, 80s, 90s. But then the government or other authorities, individuals, the
local theaters basically.
They banned movie theaters.
Yeah.
They banned entertainment because, for whatever political reasons or personal reasons, they didn't think it was right to promote culture entertainment.
Right.
So there weren't any theaters or multiplexes bringing Hollywood films, Hollywood content.
Right.
There were some single screens showing Bangla cinema and stuff. And obviously, Bollywood has been banned for 50 years until it finally got the green light to do this AFTA deal this year. But yeah, essentially, my parents, my mother and my father, they saw a gap in the market, and they both studied business. They had nothing to do with film. They were both enthusiasts. So then they looked into it and found a gap in the market. They saw potential. They saw a business idea. So they built Bangladesh's first multiplex, Bashunda City Mall, which is still our flagship theater with 6 screens. So everything kind of started from there, and we were able to barter deals with the studios and get movies through India, and then later even directly from the studios. And then we just grew the exhibition side. So there's like different sides of the business. There's exhibition, there's distribution. So we became the main
What's exhibition side, like?
Exhibitor means jader screen ache.
Acha.
So Star Cineplex are exhibitors.
Right.
So we have screens, we have seating, we have the venue to showcase movies. So then other individuals there's distributors who are like kind of the middleman between producers and exhibitors. So producer hocche,
Right.
they're like if you're like Chorki made Shurongo, Warner Brothers is making like DC films,
DC.
Aquaman, Disney has Marvel Studios. So they produce the films, then they distribute around the world.
Acha. So is there any standard that you have to maintain? Like hospitality side to tumi acho, right?
Ji.
And you have to maintain a certain kind of standards. And for the same with film industry as well, theater business as well. So do they come to Bangladesh and kind of like vet your setups? Like, yeah, this is perfect for our movie screening, so we'll give you the movie. Is there anything like that?
Kind of. So basically, the 2004 age before we opened, again, no one was bringing Hollywood films, right? Because there was no place to show them either. So we opened that side of the business. We allowed a place, a venue to exhibit films.
Right.
And one thing, my parents and me and we still maintain today is making sure the quality of that is up to standards. Obviously, they can be subpar as well, but we want to make it about the customer, make it a nice experience to go watch the movie. So that's something we focused on. But they don't really come vet and stuff. It was a new market for them. So of course, international studios want their movies to be spread out everywhere because it's that's how they make money.
Okay.
And it was a completely new market for them. So of course they were happy to come to a market like Bangladesh, but
so as long as theaters are willing to play that kind of a movie, they'll just give you the movie.
But then in a country like in third world countries, there are risks. Like for the studios, they might not. They'd be worried about security, corruption, other things as well. So, they look at these things too. But generally speaking, it's a new market. They want to. Also, keep in mind Bangladesh's population, 170, 80 million people right now. It's a huge market.
Yeah, but interesting. You talk about the the people. Like, what makes you bring a particular movie? And sometimes I see like not all the movies get released here, right? Like I personally knocked you, Jay, where's Godzilla -1? I literally begged you, Jay, bro, I really want to see the movie because it's like, doing absolutely amazing out there.
Absolutely.
And Bangladesh had a release hoin, and I was disappointed.
Yeah.
So do you control this, or like what goes behind the business model? Jay, which movie will do better? কোন মুভিটা আনলে ভালো হবে কোন মুভিটা না আনলে ধরো বাংলাদেশের মার্কেট পেনিট্রেট করতে পারবে না how do you do the research?
So essentially let's say a studio wants to release a film in any country. Let's say a studio has X or Y movie, then they do their own market research. They know the target audiences of the films, they know the past history of the film, or they call it like comp titles.
A certain genre movie je Bangladeshe
So they'll be like,
right.
Acha, this is this kind of a movie, or like if it's a prequel or sequel, it's easier. Amazing. Spider-Man did well, maybe 2 will probably do well in Bangladesh too.
Okay guys, so Darius onek simply onek nicely explain korche, but tarpor ami ekটু mansplain kori. So basically it is not up to Cineplex or any other theaters je কোন movie আসবে কোন movie আসবে না. It is totally and entirely up to the movie producers. Basically they do research or রিসার্চ করে দেখে একটা পার্টিকুলার মুভিতে একটা কালচারে বা একটা দেশে কিরকম পারফর্ম করবে, সো ওইটার উপরে বেস করে ওরা বেসিক্যালি মুভিগুলো রিলিজ করে। অ্যান্ড I think you got the explanation.
Correct. Just to add on that, basically সেটাই বলতে চাইছিলাম that it's not like a magic wand. আমরা হঠাৎ করে will see some demand for a certain film like Godzilla -1. It's not like we can do a magic wand and bring the movie the next day. Whatever just steps to just to clarify, the studio, the producer of the movie will want your movie to be shown in your region. Otar pore, we have to acquire the film somehow, either
Right.
through a middleman distributor in the country or abroad. Then it has to go through the entire process of getting the permission to be screened in Bangladesh, which has other
Right.
different steps. So this
So
process
it's not
also
that
takes time.
easy. It's
it isn't.
very
It isn't.
intricate.
People don't understand this. It isn't. It's very intricate.
I was like, oh, ওরা যায় ওরা ডিভিডি থেকে
না, এটা-
জাস্ট স্ক্রিন করে দেয়
হ্যাঁ, সবাই মনে-
লিটারালি তো ডিভিডি থেকে স্ক্রিন
আরেকটা
ওই
time to also
প্রজেক্টরে
issue. Let's say we could bring Godzilla -1 or some
Right.
other film. It
Yeah.
would still take us 2 weeks to a month, and also these are factors not depending on us.
Yeah, I think
And that would
জন
be too
উইকটাও
late.
কিন্তু তোমরা টাইম মতো নিয়ে আসতে
John
পারো
Wick, yeah, we didn't.
আমি
the
ডিজিটাল রিলিজটা পেয়েছিলাম and then আমি
Exactly,
বাসায় খুব
because
স্মল একটা স্ক্রিনিং করছিলাম
films that because we weren't bringing that film into the
Right,
country. That
right.
was another player
I think
in the
নিয়ে আসছিল
market.
after 6 days
That was another. I think it took even
Six
longer.
days, no, it was
2
a
weeks,
couple
3
weeks,
weeks. Yeah,
yeah.
and there was a lot of
weeks.
demand for that, but we had no control. We had
Yeah.
zero control over.
they have zero control
yeah,
guys
yeah.
তোমার বুঝতে
Some
হবে
movies
যে
we do, like you know, bigger releases. Marvel.
I mean,
DC,
How long does
DC.
it take for you guys to like sort it out? মানে কথা কথা, we never had films premiering at the same time as the rest of the world.
I mean, we do most of it. Like
এখন
the
হয়।
films we bring,
Yeah.
we do. Like এই যে তোমার সব like Disney movies, Warner Brothers, Universal. এগুলো আমরা মানে সরাসরি নিয়ে আসি।
Yeah, how long does that take? Like background day, like you're working
Background
for
is, so
months and
let's-
years.
As an example, let's say now we're shooting this in 2023. So next year, 2024, the like studios will provide a slate to exhibitors like us that these are the movies that are coming up, and these are the ones we're planning for your market. Take it or leave it, or if you want something else, let us know. Or if you don't think it's going to do well, don't bring it because it's going to be a loss for you and a loss for us. So background. But sometimes now there's a lot going on in the film industry in Hollywood too. The Hollywood writer strike and stuff. So and pandemic
I mean,
movies
it
got
ended,
delayed. So
basically.
it's an ongoing process. Sometimes 1-2 months before a movie releases, they might move the date. So background হচ্ছে months.
There's some planning involved, but it
There's some
keeps
planning
changing,
involved,
yeah.
but then again, because of factors that don't depend on us, since we're exhibitors, we again, like to clarify this, will show whatever gets brought into the country and gets approved by the local authorities.
right
Yeah, অনেকে মনে করি you guys just go shopping for movies.
Nah,
it doesn't
work
Cineplex-এ
like that.
যেটা খুশি দেখাতে পারবে।
It doesn't-
right
it doesn't-
it's
work
not a
like that.
movie buffet sort of thing
It doesn't work like that.
Yeah,
Right,
but
right.
এখন তো like let's say although foreign films have been dominating for a while, মানে local cineplexes, we have pretty great local films too now, right? Those are fairly easier to sort of exhibit. I'm
Of course,
guessing.
because those are all locally made, and then the process is a bit smoother because let's say if there are censor cuts, like I think when we talk about Animal 2, there were censor cuts in that.
and Oppenheimer
Up and down. That was a version. That was a conservative version.
Nothing was cut there. Clothes were made.
Still, I want to see
It was a black
everything
scene. I didn't even notice that scene actually.
yeah me neither
but yeah,
পরে আমি ডিজিটাল রিলিজে আমি পরে notice করছি।
For local movies, it's let's say there's something that the censor board or authorities don't like about the film, they can go back to post production and edit it and stuff. But for them, it's not easy too, I would say, because they'll want to release, let's say, আমাদের অনেক movie either release হয়. If something doesn't go right in terms of the production or planning, or some authority isn't happy with the final cut, then other delay হবে. So, and then we'll get to know late as well. Then we have to plan again the whole schedule and the month and stuff. So,
Right.
এরকমও ঝামেলা আছে আর হয়।
তো আমি একটু বলি যে বুঝলাম যে most of the films you don't have much control over যে কোন মুভিটা আসে না আসে, but I'm pretty sure যে Star Cineplex has a R&D sector, right? Because তোমরা ভালো মতো বলতে পারবা যে which kind of genre of movies works better, right? Do you use those data to propose the movie producers যে হ্যাঁ আমাদের data wise এই movie genreটা অনেক ভালো চলে, since you're not bringing that particular movie into our country, do you get to propose that?
We do. So again, those are like comp titles or like based on data and stuff. We can, but then that also doesn't work in our favorite times. Karon, what's a good example? I think like Nope, for example, didn't come
well,
because
you
of this
told me
reason.
this যে নোপটা আসে নাই।
Nope, Ashanai, Karon, Get Out didn't do well in Bangladesh. So keep in mind the studios and producers have this information too, box office
Right.
information. So ora jane ki chole ki
So
na
basically
chole.
sarcastic horror films or anything sarcastic doesn't work.
But Nope would have done well, but it's just also like audiences have to go watch these
Right.
other genre, same genre, but other types of films to ensure those films get released in the future in Bangladesh.
Right, makes sense.
Again, like I want to say this as well about like Killers of the Flower Moon. তারপর আর কি ছিল that didn't make it.
That
in
movie
Bangladesh.
flopped.
No, but there were so many people wanted.
But
in
no, not
Bangladesh.
at Star Cineplex,
হ্যাঁ।
like review wise.
তাই
It
হ্যাঁ,
flopped.
cast
It
অনেক
got
ভালো ছিল
9% by the critics.
আরেকটা হচ্ছে Napoleon.
Napoleon.
Didn't-
yeah,
that didn't get a release in Bangladesh either.
DiCaprio যেটা ছিল না ওটা না? No, that
DiCaprio
is.
Killers of the Flower Moon.
Oh no, sorry. I'm so
What are
sorry.
you talking about?
আমি actually Zack Snyderের আরেকটা ওই যে কি জানি
আচ্ছা।
the moon something ওটার কথা বলতেছিলাম.
ওটা
That
হ্যাঁ,
flopped.
ওটা flop ছিল।
Not the flower of the what?
Killers of the Flower Moon.
Killers of the Flower Moon. That did good.
That did good.
I
yeah. A lot of
apologize
people
for
wanted
the
to
mix
watch
up,
it.
guys. Yeah,
But
that
yeah,
did
like-
good, but not the
Yeah, but
other
if you,
other
the
one.
thing is, like, the studio will look at a movie like that from the outside and be like, okay, it's a 3-hour plus film
Right.
that's based on American slavery and history.
Right.
Why would people in Bangladesh or Asia be interested in that, even though the cast is good?
True.
And like similar films didn't do well in this region, not just Bangladesh, but elsewhere as well. That didn't get a release in
Makes
many
sense.
countries. in
Yeah,
Asia.
yeah. And congratulations, you. I'm Uttara thaki. So
Yeah.
you're bringing Star Cineplex and Uttara finally after begging for 4 years straight.
It's going to be a very good one as well.
Very
It's
good
cen-
one. Is
center
it going to be
point.
better than Sony?
It's going to be more like VIP. There's going to be 2 VIP halls. It's going to be
Okay.
very SKS-esque.
Okay.
And the mall will be.
Would you have a normal hall
We'll have
as
a normal
well?
hall as well.
But we expect a bigger hall, like as big
Yeah,
as the Sony.
Sony one is really
Sony
nice,
one.
400, Yeah.
Right. Would you? But it's not going to be as big as the Sony one.
No, I mean the VIP.
It's right
we haven't
by
decided-
the airport.
we
It
haven't-
should be.
We haven't confirmed like the seat numbers and stuff too. The VIP halls will be a bit smaller, but they'll be bigger than the SKS one. SKS the matra
Okay.
38. They'll be like around 100.
That we can do actually.
From-
SK's
VIP ones
big
will be
enough.
like 100
Right,
seats,
100.
like VIP. Bigger one will be around 200, 300.
তোমাদের এসকেএস এর সিটিংটা ভিআইপি জন্য মনে হয় আই থিংক উই কাউন্টেড রাইট আমরা
38.
ফ্ল্যাশটা করছিলাম 38 রাইট
It's very cozy.
But I'm excited for.
অনেক মানুষকে ইনভাইট করতে পারিনি পার্সোনাল মানুষদের
I think the
জন্য।
mall is also doing like a tunnel between the airport and stuff. So
Oh,
যারা
আচ্ছা।
flight থেকে আসে or যাচ্ছে, they can watch a movie before they
Right.
go.
Oh, interesting.
And probably we'll do a lot of premieres and stuff there too because venue টা অনেক সুন্দর.
ভেন্যুটা।
Yes.
তখন কি তোমরা এসকেএস থেকে প্রিমিয়ারটা সরাই কি ওখানে করবা?
Probably, yeah.
You should.
Also, মানে flyover to.
I'm saying you should. You don't have to explain much.
You'll be there to cut the ribbons.
Of course.
Speaking of profitability, so this ban we had on Bollywood films for a long time, there was a lot of resistance
Yeah.
to taking it off.
50 years, long time.
Local
50
producers-
years?
Yeah.
Bollywood was banned for 50 years.
Wait, দুলহালিয়া লে যায়েঙ্গে কি জানি এগুলো কুচকুচ
Exact.
হোতা এগুলো চলে নাই বাংলাদেশে?
No.
I don't
I was too
No, yeah, DVD.
চলে নাই
Piracy.
ডিভিডিতে ডিভিডি
Piracy.
এন্ড ভিসিডি আই হ্যাড নো আইডিয়া বিকজ আমার লাইফের ফার্স্ট মুভি দেখা হলো হাম সাথ সাথে কলকাতা যে দেখছি এন্ড দেন সেকেন্ড ফিল্ম ইউ আর নট গোইং টু বিলিভ ওয়াজ অ্যাভেঞ্জার্স এট স্টার সিনেপ্লেক্স
Oh wow.
ইয়া আমি তো ওই যে বললাম না মুভি কালেক্টর আমি ডিভিডি গুলো কিনতাম
Right.
ফাহিমস মিউজিক কর্নার
মনে
থেকে
আছে। Fahim's music.
ইয়া
I have no affiliation with it whatsoever.
Yeah. So আমি আমার মনে আছে it's a small story. So আমার জন্য it was a huge deal. যারা মুভি কালেক্টর, গেম কালেক্টর, যারা গেমার্স তাদের জন্য it's a huge deal when they get to experience a movie at a much bigger screen. তো আমার মনে আছে I was bullied there. I got bullied there by one of my
Where?
cousin's friends. Star Cineplex, and I was actually crying while watching Avengers because I got bullied right before entering the hall.
Sorry.
So I have a very bad experience. But
Sorry to hear.
when I came out of the hall, I was the only person who went there. I actually bought the ticket all by myself, and I was happy at the end of the day. So আমার ওই জিনিসটা এটার জন্য কিন্তু I have a soft corner for Star Cineplex because even though I got bullied there by some people, when I actually came out of the hall, I think তোমাদের Avengers was the first foreign film you brought, right?
No, it was actually Spider-Man 2,
Was it?
2004.
Oh, I had no idea.
Yeah.
তখনও দেখিনি
So,
আমি।
I think Gladiator was one of the first ones as well.
Okay.
But I forgot.
But Avengers is one of the first.
One of the first. I forgot what year it released.
2000, I think.
6, 7?
6, 7.
Avengers
I'm not
6,
cool.
7,
2004.
Yeah. The pore I was quite happy to wow, I actually got to watch
And
a foreign film for the first time in Bangladesh and equally ওই same
Yeah.
date
And now you're attending the premieres.
Yeah, and I'm attending the
And
premieres.
like before.
And I'm also
other
I've
countries.
worked with you guys.
Yeah.
You never know where
Yeah.
life takes you actually. And Ujay, Star Cineplex made me happy. Even though I was bullied right before
Movie magic.
the movie, right? Yeah.
Movie magic.
I actually
Right.
cried. I mean, opening credits, I was literally crying because I felt so insulted. But yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, a spectacle of 2023 was Barbenheimer.
Correct.
And there was a almost fight. Barbie, naki Oppenheimer, which did better? So which did do better?
so interestingly enough, Bangladesh Oppenheimer did much better than Barbie. Well, not much better.
Okay.
1.5 times better than Barbie.
Oh.
Let's put it. If you put it
But
into
they were
numbers.
close.
They were
almost.
close, but Bideshe in like 99% of the markets, Barbie did better than Oppenheimer, and globally Barbie did better than Oppenheimer. I think India and Bangladesh are one of the few countries where Oppenheimer
Oppenheimer
beat,
did
and then
better.
like the studios. I went to Bangkok recently; they were all surprised, like, why did Oppenheimer do this well in Bangladesh? So it was very interesting.
Why do you
for me
think
too.
Oppenheimer did better?
I think there's a big hidden Christopher Nolan fan base in Bangladesh. Also,
Oh.
I mean, this also showed me as an exhibitor that
And
people,
এই যে আমাদের সাউদার্ন এশিয়ান
মানুষ-
কান্ট্রি মানুষগুলো একটু বেশি মাচো লাইক
True.
ম্যানহুড আই থিঙ্ক এটার জন্য একটু
মারামারি ঝগড়াঝাটি
মারামারি
এটা
ঝগড়াঝাটি
চায়।
বোমা ফাটাফাটি এগুলো পছন্দ করে
এটা কিন্তু জিনিয়াস ছিল যে বারবি আর অপেনহাইমার একই সময় রিলিজ করছে বিকজ আই ফেল্ট লাইক obviously mainly মেয়েগুলা বারবি দেখতে গেছে and then they dragged their boyfriends. I mean, I watched Barbie. I enjoyed the movie. I watched Oppenheimer as well. I enjoyed both movies. I think it was like
which movie did you like better?
I'm a Christopher Nolan fan, but this Oppenheimer wasn't my favorite movie. I like Inception and Interstellar better.
Yeah.
It was a
They were
bit
complex.
too
They were
dialogue
more
heavy.
complex.
Yeah, Barbie I enjoyed too.
So
Hard
মানে
to choose.
hard to choose. Are you being diplomatic?
I think so.
Okay. You can মানে as Darius Rahman,
Yeah, it
not
depends. Look, I mean,
not
films-
as a
Depends what
director
you're
of,
in the mood for. If I want to like Barbie is like tomar. If I want something carefree, I'll watch that.
Okay.
It had a deep message though.
Yeah.
Oppenheimer is more like if I want to be focused in a film and like actually
if you want to know the
want to dwell
history
into it.
like
And I'm a
how-
history buff too, so I really did like Oppenheimer. But back to why both did so well in Bangladesh. I think Karon like show megula Barbie dekhte gese, all like the alpha males in Bangladesh were like Oppenheimer dekhte hobe, Oppenheimer.
yeah boomer
People were wearing black, other hole manush pink করতেছে. So I think like phenomenon. It was a global
Yeah, yeah,
phenomenon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
went the first day, যেদিন Barbie
Yeah.
দেখা ছিল. We missed the premiere unfortunately thanks to traffic. But first day গেছি, the whole place it was a Friday morning,
Yeah.
10 a.m.
Yeah.
But everyone decked out in like pink, and আমরা তো we just wore like our pajamas and went. We were like, we're not in the right place.
Yeah.
yeah
Also, when Warner Brothers didn't expect Barbie to do so well in Bangladesh either, so they weren't even. Actually, Barbie's সাথে অনেক ঝামেলা ছিল. A lot of Middle Eastern countries didn't release at all or released very late because of the topics it covers. And they were unsure it would work in a country like Bangladesh, but it did really well. So Barbie and Oppenheimer.
I think it was necessary for a country like Bangladesh.
They're the highest grossing Hollywood films that we showed this year because it was a kind of a bad year for like superhero movies.
right
Like yeah,
Yeah,
you
they're
saw
kind of-
Flash, right?
yeah I did the screening
Yeah.
মানে with my fans. The movie we enjoyed it but it wasn't মানে it didn't live up to its hype basically. So I was quite disappointed. I mean
Yeah.
পরে চিন্তা করতেছিলাম যে ফ্যানদেরকে যে they wasted their 2 hours time with me.
আরেকটা জিনিসও মানে globally and বাংলাদেশেও মানুষ aren't happy with Disney and Marvel with the recent movies. মানে ওই যে
They're
চিন্তা
all
করো,
the
no,
same.
no,
Oh, আচ্ছা,
ওটা, but, like,
recently they're all the
recent,
same.
and recently there hasn't been a big like মানে blockbuster type
Right.
of
Even
Which is
Marvels
like-
too did bad in every other country there is.
হ্যাঁ বাংলাদেশে
Marvel.
didn't do so well, but
Yeah, even Ant-Man as well.
Guardians of Galaxy was okay.
আচ্ছা হ্যাঁ Guardians
Got
of
it,
the Galaxy কিরকম করছে থার্ড ভলিউমটা?
It did okay, but
It was
like,
a hit
not-
everywhere else.
It did half of like what Barbie did, I think, in Oppenheimer. Like,
মানে not comparison of year মানে মার্ভেল মুভিগুলোর ভিতরে
হ্যাঁ, it
বাংলাদেশে
was one of
কোনটা
the better ones.
better ones না আচ্ছা
But well, next year Deadpool আসবে, ওটা ভালো হবে.
ওইটা ভালো
Aquaman
হবে।
will be good. But I mean, it's been a bad.
have you seen Aquaman yet?
I haven't yet.
আচ্ছা তোমাকে একটা কোশ্চেন করবো এটা আমি
Sure.
অ্যাকচুয়ালি গাড়িতে ভাবলাম
People say I look like Jason Momoa.
না
Okay.
I mean
Glad someone.
No,
Does
there is a resemblance, yeah.
My beard's shorter now, so maybe not so much.
okay I don't see it.
হ্যাঁ, জিজ্ঞেস করো।
No, but okay. Oh, I think it's the nose and then eyes. It's the eyes and the nose. Achha, never mind. So, since you are the owner of Star Cineplex, do you get to watch movies like beforehand? And do you know, like, you see audience's reaction? So basically, you know, Joe, whether the audience is going to enjoy it or not, right?
Can't disclose that information, but I mean, I try to do as much research as I can with like looking at the trailers and what.
Right.
And মানে when we post the trailer or content, marketing content of the film,
Right.
on social media, I also আমি দেখি এনগেজমেন্টটা কেমন, কমেন্টগুলো কেমন. So হ্যাঁ, এগুলো depend করে. But then by that time it's too late. We can't cancel the movie or anything. But we just gotta push the movie and hope people.
Have you seen Aquaman yet?
I haven't yet.
Then how did you say যে it's gonna do really good and people are gonna
That's a
enjoy
big
it?
blockbuster.
Just because
Aquaman 1 did
because
really
you
well.
because you look like Jason Momoa, you're saying যে people-
Aquaman 1 to ভালো করছে
where
বাংলাদেশ।
people would love to see me. Of course, like, I mean, look at me.
No, Aquaman did.
Aquaman 1 ভালো
superhero
করছে।
look. মানে in terms of the content that does well in Bangladesh with the
Right.
Hollywood films, superhero movies গুলো অনেক ভালো করে।
আমি
Or-
অ্যাম্বার হার্ড থাকলে আমি যাবো, আমি ওকে
থাকবে,
দেখতে চাই যে ও
থাকবে,
এত বাজে অবস্থা পড়ে যে
Yeah, she'll be in it.
how
But
she'll
she
be in
got
it.
removed from all the trailers and stuff. She's in the movie.
She's in the movie, right? I mean, যাচ্ছি এটার জন্য, honestly speaking, like I just want to see যে জনি ডেপ ওকে এরকম ভাবে ফেলে দেওয়ার পরে how is she doing basically.
So, local producers have a thing যে Bollywood film আসলে আমাদের industry নষ্ট হয়ে যাবে. What's your take on that? Is it a zero-sum game, or is there enough room for
So, I
everybody?
mean, like for us as exhibitors, it was annoying that Bollywood was banned for 50 years because Bangladeshi culture is very close to Indian culture, and everyone consumes Bollywood content. It was allowed on
Yeah.
TVs, all the soap operas, all the dramas. People used to buy Bollywood films, Fahim's music, and even now it's available on streaming, on Netflix and stuff. So I think it was about time that it got released. I understand, local producers, movie makers are afraid that, or their business cholbe na ba people won't watch local films. But I don't see it that way. Amar take hocche this should be more of a wake up call or motivation for them to
I agree
do
with you.
content that compete with them.
And they're doing better now.
Gee, I agree.
Way better.
Yeah,
With
like-
Nodorai, তারপর হলো Priyotama. There are films like
Shurongo, আমার অনেক
Shurongo.
ভালো
Oh
লাগ-
my god, Shurongo.
লাগছে।
And then
Hawa,
there's
Poran.
Hawa, পরানের নামটা আমি অ্যাকচুয়ালি মনে রাখতে পারি না। সো এই ফিল্মস গুলো কিন্তু ভালো করতো না if they didn't feel like there's a competition
Yeah.
that you have to take part in, right? And পররা বুঝতে পারছে যে অডিয়েন্স, বাংলাদেশ অডিয়েন্স actually want to watch
They did,
local
and on the big
films.
screen as well.
I think এই মুভিগুলো বেটার চলছে than some of the foreign films.
Correct. No, there's a huge market for the
Right.
local films because that's what we resonate to. That's what gets
But
the masses.
honestly,
That's
দেখো
what
যে
we resonate to.
exactly. So foreign films are কিন্তু young people usually go there, right?
Yeah.
I think with the local films you finally got to have those
Exactly.
parents যারা একটু
Correct. And
আমাদের
হ্যাঁ,
থেকে অনেক বয়সে বড়
I think like during
মুরব্বি মানুষ।
Shurongo, Priyotama, Hawa, Poran, we got a lot of new audiences
Yes,
into
exactly.
our cinemas, and now with Bollywood as well, other audiences are
Yeah.
coming back to cinemas as well, and that's good for Hollywood as well because I'll be like, oh, going to the movies is fun.
Yeah,
I can
yeah,
go
yeah.
with my family, I can go with my friends, I can take a date. So
Now
so
it
it's
feels like a
whole
holistic
experience.
movie theater. Anything will
Exactly.
be played, no hate, no drama. If a movie is good, people will just go and watch
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
But Rakin, what's your take on like local films? Like, what do you, in your opinion, how do you think they could be better as a Bangladeshi who's lived here your whole life? Because I'm still trying to figure out what's like the formula for a good Bangla film.
Okay, so Bangla film, I think আমরা করি কি আমাদের ভেরি গুড কোয়েশ্চেন, থ্যাঙ্কস ফর আস্কিং মি দ্যাট। সো আমি ছোটবেলা থেকে দেখতাম যে বিটিভিতে বা চ্যানেলে যখন মুভিসগুলো দেখতাম, ইট ওয়াজ অল অ্যাবাউট রোম্যান্স অ্যান্ড নট জাস্ট রোম্যান্স, জাস্ট সিমিলার রোম্যান্স।
অনেক ক্লিশে মাঝে মাঝে।
Dude, every time it was cliche. I think আমি একটা ফিল্ম দেখছিলাম দুই বধূ এক স্বামী, ওইটাতে আই স্টিল রিমেম্বার আমার বাবা was my father was like আমরা এটা দেখতে যাবো। সো ফুল ফ্যামিলিতে করে বলাকাতে নিয়ে গেছে। তো দুই বধূ এক স্বামীতে ওখানে পূর্ণিমা ছিল, শাবনূর ছিল, অ্যান্ড হলো শাকিব খান না মান্না ভাই ছিলেন, মান্না আঙ্কেল, দ্য লেট মান্না আঙ্কেল। সো ওই মুভিটা দেখে আমার কাছে একটু ইউনিক লাগছে তখনকার সময়, বিকজ ইট ওয়াজ লাইক একটা ফ্যামিলি অফ লাইক টু ওয়াইভস লিভিং টুগেদার।
Right.
That was first done in Bangladesh, and এটা কিন্তু বাংলাদেশের ঝড় তুলছিল। তো it was a wake up call for Bangladeshi back then, 2000 I think 4 or 2 তে। But এরপরে না ওরা they went back to the cliche thing, right? I think বাংলাদেশে হলো যে আমাদের রিয়েল লাইফ, if you actually look at your friend or your mother or anyone, like তোমাদের আশেপাশে মানুষের দিকে তুমি তাকালেও কিন্তু you can get inspired by their stories, and you actually can like tell those stories in the bigger screen. সুরঙ্গ যেরকম একটা ছিল, এটা একটা মিস্ট্রি ছিলেন, রাইট? একটা নর্মাল একটা মিস্ত্রি নট মিস্ট্রি, মানে ওয়ার্কার, তার স্টোরিটাকে মিস্ত্রি নট লাইক আই ওয়াজ এ মিস্ত্রি, সে তো মিস্ত্রি ছিলেন, রাইট? সুরঙ্গতে যে ক্যারেক্টারটা মিস্ত্রি নট মিস্ট্রি, সরি। সো আমার এসএইচ প্রোনাউন্স করতে একটু ডিফিকাল্ট হয়। সো সিম্পল একটা মিস্ত্রির যে স্টোরিটা কত নাইসলি পোর্ট্রে করা হয়েছে, পরাণে যেরকম ক্লিশে একটা স্টোরিটাকে খুবই ইউনিক ভাবে করা হয়েছিল। ট্রু স্টোরি, রাইট?
বলতে চাইছিলাম like
রাইট,
like the ones that are based on true stories, এগুলো চলে বাংলাদেশে for some reason. Because
হ্যাঁ।
people can be like, oh, this was
শুরুঙ্গ কি
on...
ট্রু
also,
স্টোরি
yes, true story.
বাট ওইটাই তুমি
Not
ট্রু
the right
স্টোরি
true story.
নট দ্য রাইট ট্রু স্টোরি এটা আমি জানি
Hawa
আমি-
true story না, but হ্যাঁ,
But ওইটাই আমি বলতেছিলাম যে you can get Bangladeshi directors or the script writers should get inspired by the true stories and also
I
look
agree.
at their surrounding. তুমি যদি অ্যাকচুয়ালি লিখতে থাকো যেমন উপন্যাসে যখন একটা লেখক যখন কোনো বই লিখে তারা কিন্তু অনেক ইন্সপায়ার্ড হয় অনেক অনেক ইন্সপায়ার্ড হয়ে কিন্তু ভিডিও বলতেছি বইগুলো লিখে সো আই থিঙ্ক স্ক্রিপ্ট রাইটার্স অ্যান্ড উই শুড অলসো ব্রিং আউট younger script writers.
Totally.
I think
They'll have new perspectives
I think
on
they're the
culture and
center of
society.
the movie production
Because I think
business.
what I see a lot as well, that like movie makers in Bangladesh will try to copy paste Bollywood.
Yeah,
When we
they,
can-
they're like
I think-
এটা ভালো চলতেছে so এটাও ভালো চলবে.
I think we have the talent and creativity
Right,
to do
right,
our
right.
own unique thing, and that even take that abroad.
Right.
We don't have to copy Bollywood.
If,
We
if
can
you pay
make
attention
Bollywood
যে
big.
বাংলাদেশে যে হুমায়ুন আহমেদের বইগুলো যেগুলো লিখলো আর
Yeah,
জাফর
yeah.
ইকবাল এইসব জাতের বইগুলা এই বইগুলো থেকে তো অ্যাডাপ্টেশন হয়ে তোমরা কিন্তু মুভি বানাতে পারো
Yeah, like,
বিকজ এই
just-
মুভিগুলো হলো আমরা অনেক আগে থেকে দে আর লাইক ওয়াইডলি পপুলার
Yeah.
বিদেশে যেরকম বুক অ্যাডাপ্টেশন মুভিগুলো চলতেছে বাংলাদেশেও করা যেতে পারে
Yeah.
and they're gonna work very
It
well.
has to be executed very well.
Yeah,
Nuhash is
execution
a
matter
crazy-
করে, actually.
Nuhash is a great director,
Yeah,
for
yeah,
example. Moshari was really good.
Moshari was good
But then there
but
are...
I liked Shaw better.
Yeah, you did? Okay.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember third person singular number?
Telefilm ছিল
Telefilm chilo.
এটা Mustafa
Farooqi
Sarwar
made it.
one of the first
I think that was one of the first
Was that by
Bangladeshi.
Nuhash as well?
No,
that was by Mustafa Sarwar.
Yeah,
It was
He's
one of
a
the
good
first
director.
Bangladeshi films that went like super global. মানে দেখা যাচ্ছে
and it created
UK,
controversy for some
Yeah, because it was a
very
very-
harmless scene
হ্যাঁ।
very harmless
It was a
scene.
sex doll, right?
Yeah
হ্যাঁ, it any people made us, but it was a very
and there was
nice
like
artistic
একটা realistic
representation.
একটা component ছিল যেখানে the character was trying to buy condoms so he was being hesitant to buy the condom just a realism to দেখাচ্ছিল
Right.
and then people created controversy out of it like why would you show that that's a real part like you know people are around our age like get very uncomfortable now
So this was like what, 10, 12 years ago.
Yeah.
and they were trying to be progressive about it like he was trying to teach sex education যেমন এখন বাংলাদেশে চলতেছে the series
Yeah.
they were trying to show যে it is normal to do
I
this
think
thing
for some reason there's still some stigma around the entertainment and
Yeah,
movie
yeah.
business in Bangladesh when it comes to like religion and
I think এটার জন্য OTT platform are doing better because
True.
ওরা জিনিসটাকে এক্সপ্লোর করতেছে যখন দেখবে যে OTT প্ল্যাটফর্মে they are working good তখন bigger screen এ maybe they'll find the motivation to do those things but I'm not suggesting and I don't approve যে you have to show certain things that goes against the audience's taste but you also have to make sure Jay, you teach something
Yeah.
through your artistic process.
Obviously.
Okay. Yeah.
One thing that I found interesting about the market in Bangladesh is there's no, like, many countries have their ratings, like, PG-13,
Oh, yeah.
R-rated stuff.
Oh,
Bangladesh,
yeah, very good
this doesn't
point.
exist.
Interesting.
That's also one reason why Animal got cut so much.
Oh.
Because you can...
Actually, তো আমি কখনো
There
চিন্তা
is-
করিনি
হ্যাঁ,
এটা।
it never occurred to me.
বাহিরে কিন্তু আসে যে
আসলে,
rated
yeah.
mature
And Europe has like K-18.
Yeah.
There's systems in place. Bangladesh doesn't have this.
এটা করলে তো the censor board would do it, right?
Do you guys communicate with them or like do you guys give them feedback to maybe জিনিসগুলো থাকা উচিত or do you guys want that?
We want the process to be like easier, of course, because like I said, I won't get into the details of it, but it takes a lot of time because there's government authorities. It just has to go through a lot of stakeholders to get a film approved right out to the country, whether it be local or foreign. So of course we do communicate them, but they're just used to. I don't want to point fingers either, but it's just this is how they've been doing for so many years. So they're not that easy to change either.
But do you think যে মানে সেন্সর
also-
বোর্ড মানে রেটিং সিস্টেমটা যদি ইন্ট্রোডিউস
I think-
করে
হ্যাঁ।
তখন মানে কিভাবে মুভিটা শো করবে ধর তোমার কি মনে হয় যে এই আর রেটেড ফিল্মস অর এক্স রেটেড না নট এক্স
সেটা আসবে।
I'm so sorry not
At
X
least,
rated
you know,
মানে R rated films or M rated films
like if Animal wasn't cut, obviously there are at least not putting any sexual or romantic films aside.
Right.
Like violence. I don't think it's good for 6-7-year-olds to be able to watch violence.
yeah
But
exactly
I think there's
that's
not
a very good point actually
not to point the finger at censor board or anyone, but it's also I think another culture like
মানে একটা
and-
লেবেল দিয়ে দিলে মানুষজন
But
অডিয়েন্স বুঝতে
parents-
পারবে
I mean,
যে
look,
কোনটা
as
cinema।
exhibitors, we say it's up to the parents. Like with,
right
it's up to the parents if they want to bring a
I think
movie
you
or
brought
not.
up a very good thing because অনেক সময় কি প্যারেন্টস নিয়ে যায় একটা মুভি
হ্যাঁ,
দেখাতে
নিয়ে যায়, like, it's
তারপর
okay,
ওরা
কিছু
বের হয়ে
কিছু
কমপ্লেন
হবে
করে
না।
যে শিশুদের জন্য ওই মুভিটা না
হ্যাঁ,
ঠিক
সমস্যা
না
নাই, কিছু হবে না।
এক্স্যাক্টলি না
খারাপ,
কিছু তো
খারাপ,
হবে না ফার্স্টে যাওয়া বলে বাট মুভিটা দেখার পরে বলে কি এটা শিশুদেরকে নিয়ে দেখতে গেছি
হ্যাঁ, সেটাই।
আই থিংক
It's a culture thing as well. It's a
রাইট রাইট সো
parental thing.
প্যারেন্টসরা যদি ওই
If
রেটিং
they don't-
সিস্টেমটা যদি
if
বুঝে
they don't ask for it, then why would the censor board or
Exactly.
government place it?
সো রেটিং সিস্টেমটা
It goes
দেখলে
both
কিন্তু
ways.
ওরা বুঝবে যে না এটা হলো ফর অ্যাডাল্টস দিস ইজ
হ্যাঁ,
ফর
but
কিডস
sometimes
বাচ্চাদেরকে নিব না
but keep in mind some parents will be like, no, he's mature enough, he দেখতে পারবে,
পর দেখা পড়বে কি এটা কেন দেখানো হয়েছে এটা কেন দেখানো হয়েছে so
Yeah.
yeah I get it
so yeah, it goes both ways.
okay so I think we are cleared on the movie business and all that
Sure.
and you're also a part of the tourism and hospitality business
Sure.
as well since you own Penninsula and holo Sayeman in Cox's Bazar so how do you think যে বাংলাদেশে এই কক্সেস বাজারকে ইন্টারন্যাশনাল ট্যুরিজম ফ্রেন্ডলি করা যেতে পারে
Sure.
রাইট মানে what are the
কক্সবাজার অনেক potential আছে, অনেক potential, and I mean, government and countries making a lot of strides to making it more friendly. সামনে তো international airport খুলবে now, the
It's
the
under
railway,
construction, right?
correct, the railway I think opened up
Yeah.
opened up recently, so it will be easier for domestic tourism as well. I think the issue with Bangladesh and places like Cox's Bazar is there's no proper infrastructure for international tourists. So, if you look at like GDP per capita that comes from tourism, international tourism, it's 0.5% or something, which is very low. And Bangladesh has a lot of beauty, as you agree.
Right,
So Sundarbans, Cox's Bazar, Sylhet. But let's say like Asia gets a lot of backpackers. It's not friendly for those kinds of tourists. Like even like think about
yeah
foreign
I've never
tourists.
seen one either
You can't find a hostel in Dhaka even, or Cox's Bazar. It's not affordable for backpackers or international tourists on a budget.
backpackers হলো যারা বেসিক্যালি সোলো ট্রাভেলার্স যারা হলো জাস্ট একটা ব্যাকপ্যাক নিয়ে জাস্ট একা ট্রাভেল করতে থাকে so yeah
But Chittagong, you've traveled abroad as well. It's not like hotels aren't cheap in Bangladesh either, like let alone for locals, but international tourists as well.
yeah.
So arekta hocche marketing. Like when you go to Thailand or these popular destinations, on the flight beforehand, you'll see a bunch of amazing videos or content
Airport-এ দেখা যায়।
of places
Right.
to do, see everything. When you come to Bangladesh, what do you see? You see maybe a picture of a tiger.
yeah
So I think there's
no
a lot
offense to
do.
that but আছে না যে মানে irrelevant যেমন ফ্রিজের জিনিস দেখতেছি
Yeah.
ফ্রিজের হলো অ্যাডভার্টাইজ or অন্যান্য যেটা হলো হোম অ্যাপ্লায়েন্সেস বাট অ্যাকচুয়ালি you make a like a lot of sense এয়ারপোর্টে হলো বেশিরভাগই টুরিস্টরা আসে সো টুরিস্ট রিলেটেড অ্যাডভার্টাইজমেন্ট শুড বি
একটা
দেয়ার
tourist information point to
রাইট
থাকতে পারবে বা কিছু,
রাইট আসলে
you
এটা
know, or like,
মেবি
nice-
নতুন এয়ারপোর্টে থাকবে মেবি
Inshallah.
নতুন টার্মিনাল
You know,
সরি নতুন
nice,
এয়ারপোর্ট
nice videos of Sundarban, Sylhet, the places you can go, make them friendly for
কেন তোমরা ওই যে
Western
বড় বড়
tourists.
বিলবোর্ড গুলো আছে ডিজিটাল ওটাতে ছেড়ে রাখবা
Yeah.
ওই যে ইউনিমার্টে যেখানে খুলতেছে
Hopefully. So,
বড়টা
yeah.
yeah
So I mean, there's like going back to Cox's Bazar, the fact that Bangladesh has the longest unbroken sea beach in the world. That's such an anchor, in my opinion, for like international tourists. We should use that more. Bangladesh should use that more to get tourists in. And I like Cox's Bazar. It's my favorite place in Bangladesh.
so
You can do so much there.
Right.
It's very pretty.
so you also own Peninsula right so
Yeah.
কোনটা oldest Simon or the Peninsula
Simon. So
Simon was-
Peninsula শুধু Chittagong.
Chittagong ছিল।
Simon is the first. We're the first hotel in Cox's Bazar.
Right.
So that was.
and তোমাদের I think
established by my great.
I think তোমাদের location wise you guys always have the prime locations
Yeah. That's
and
important. Yeah.
and তোমাদের service is really good in my opinion like আমি এভরি টাইম আমি যাই সাইমনে থাকতে হবে আমার বিকজ দ্য হোটেল সার্ভিসেস দ্য স্টাফ আর ভেরি
Yeah.
মানে ফ্রেন্ডলি ইভেন আমি বাসা আসার পরে আমাকে কল করে স্যার আপনি কি বাসায় কি ঠিকমতো পৌঁছিয়েছেন unnecessary call but it was very nice of them
it's a
like
nice
even my
touch.
own mother wouldn't call me like they actually called me up যে আপনি কি ঠিকমতো ল্যান্ড করেছেন স্যার
Yeah.
so actually these little details actually matter and I
Of
think you
course.
guys pay attention to that
We do, and we want to ensure that and provide that. But then
Yeah.
again, here's the talk about international tourists. Imagine if someone had that experience and that service from the moment they land in Bangladesh or land in
Right.
Cox's Bazar. How much they would be welcome. Right? You'd be to Thailand. Look
Right,
at that
right,
too.
right.
Like, you know,
Yeah.
a lot of Asian countries
the
do
car
service
car
really
will be
well.
provided someone will be there to
Yeah,
pick you
like-
up
Yeah.
or with any information that you
Even
need.
again for the backpackers as well.
Right.
Not many CNG rickshaw drivers speak English in Cox's Bazar.
But why don't you do something for the backpackers? Like, why don't you just get like a Simon hostel,
Hostel.
Good
something
idea.
like that?
People are
A very
we're
small
looking
one.
into-
You
yeah,
can.
We're looking into different. We only reopened our second.
Hence, I gave you the
branch
idea
there.
as
So,
a
yeah,
50% stakeholder.
I mean, look, we're a luxury branch, so
Right.
that's not our target
Oh,
market.
right.
But yeah, we're definitely looking into options like that too. But again, like
So
for,
I
for
think
them, there has to be a demand for that.
Right,
There
right.
has to be there's a lot of there has to be things in place, infrastructure.
Okay.
এগুলো সব থাকতে হবে তারপরে আমরা there has to be the demand. দেখি
True.
এয়ারপোর্টে খুললে actually international tourists find Cox's Bazar and want to come here. তারপরে demand থাকলে করতে পারবো.
So
Okay, you mentioned luxury brand. So এখন hospitality in Bangladesh, usually people associate big hotel names with international chains, like Radisson, whatever, so on. But you guys have made a very strong local brand. How do you actually compete with these giants?
Glad you brought this up actually. So yeah, that's the thing. No one is actually. That's what Simon's trying to do. We're trying to build a local luxury franchise brand. We're thinking of coming to Dhaka and opening up in different parts of Bangladesh, Bandarbhan, Sylhet. So look at Dhaka as well. There's not many. Well, the local hotels that exist, they're just one location. They're not franchises. And obviously, Meridian, Hilton's coming now. There's international players, but why not support local? Why not?
Yeah.
Why isn't there a good local franchise? There should be one. So that's what we're striving to be.
Right. So আমি একটা জিনিস আশ করতে চাচ্ছি যে I already know the answer. যে অনেকে মনে করে যে এরকম প্রিমিয়াম লোকাল হোটেলস গুলো একটু এক্সপেন্সিভ on the side, right? So I know যে you guys are trying to maintain that international standard. Like hospitality তে কিন্তু অনেক যে 5 star, 7 star অনেকগুলো থাকে. You guys own like 5 star. That is a 5 star hotel, right? So obviously 5 star hotels are supposed to be a bit more expensive because ওনাদের যে services and the could you explain that যে একটা 5 star hotel and the kind of services you're providing, why it should be expensive and why should you like pay a little bit more to get the best service possible?
Yeah, obviously, a lot of people in Bangladesh, too, people are price sensitive, which is normal. But when you pay a premium for any product, let it be a service or in this case, booking a hotel, when you pay more, you expect certain things, and you want them in return, and you want your expectations to even be exceeded.
Right.
So these things, the free breakfast, the transportation, that 24/7, room service.
ব্রেকফাস্ট মেনুটা কিন্তু অনেক ম্যাটার করে বিকজ তুমি যত ভালো পে করবা ফর আ পার্টিকুলার হোটেল, তুমি ব্রেকফাস্টের আইটেমও বেশি থাকতেছে, দ্য সার্ভিস ইজ গুড, ইটস নিট অ্যান্ড ক্লিন, তুমি ভ্যারাইটি অফ ইন্টারন্যাশনাল ফুড আইটেম ও ডিশ আইটেমও পাচ্ছ। সো ইয়া
Then amenities come into place as well, spa, swimming pool, gym, এগুলো থাকতে হবে. So it's up, of course, a customer or a tourist can book the cheaper option too,
Right.
but then they can't they have to expect less.
yeah exactly.
So we want to provide everything a customer may need, and then if they want to pay that extra, and if they want to enjoy all the services.
And sometimes you also like offer discounts on various occasions. So there's that. People can actually আমার মতো মানুষ যারা সবসময় এফোর্ড করতে পারবে না, তখন আমি ডিসকাউন্টের জন্য হলো বেসিক্যালি আই উড রাদারলি গো অন ইউর ওয়েবসাইট অ্যান্ড দেন বুক দ্য হোটেল
But
রুমস।
with the idea of luxury stays or hotels, it's like when you go on vacation, you want to.
চোখ উঠে যায় একবার গেলে আর স্ট্যান্ডার্ড নামতে ইচ্ছা করে না লিটারালি।
You're on vacation for a reason.
Right.
You want it to be carefree.
Right.
You go there to আরাম করতে যাও.
আমি একটা জিনিস বলতে চাই, যারা স্পেশালি মাদার্স, প্যারেন্টস অর সাম ফ্রেন্ডস যারা বলে যে যখন ভেকেশনে যাবা হোটেল ডাজন্ট ম্যাটার, ডুড হোটেল ম্যাটার্স আ লট। আমি ফার্স্ট টাইমে যখন দুবাইতে গেছিলাম, আমার আম্মু আমাকে এরকম একটা বাজে হোটেলে রাখছিল, আমার দুবাইয়ের এক্সপিরিয়েন্স ওয়াজ সো হরেবল, আমি সেকেন্ড টাইম যেতে চাই নাই। পরের বার যখন ভালো হোটেলে গিয়েছি, দ্য এন্টায়ার এক্সপিরিয়েন্স চেঞ্জেস বিকজ ইট ম্যাটার্স ওয়ার ইউ স্টে। এটার জন্য কিন্তু কক্সবাজারে লাইক আমি পার্সোনালি বলবো ইটস নট এ প্রমোশনাল থিং, দে আর নট পেইং মি। আমি গেলে কিন্তু আমি সাইমনে যাবো বিকজ দ্য লোকেশন ইজ গ্রেট, pay me later, and the services are great actually, honestly speaking. It's neat and clean, and the air feels premium.
I think it's the view. The view
It's a view
matters
as
a
well.
lot because
And the aesthetic. আমি actually বলি, oh yeah, I care about that, honestly speaking. That's
how
a
do you
very
guys
good
do that?
point. হ্যাঁ, বিদেশ কিভাবে করো? না আমি কিন্তু এটা করি যে আমি যখন কোনো একটা হোটেলে যাই বাংলাদেশে, yeah, I think the cleaning products are বিদেশি।
it's just maintaining a certain level of
আমি কোনো লিফটে বা কোনো হোটেলে গেলে আমি এভাবে শুনি smells like Thailand, smells like Dubai. yeah.
Okay, what would you say is the biggest challenge the hospitality industry is facing right now in Bangladesh?
Obviously, pandemic was a big hit to it.
But we're bouncing back now.
We're
right?
bouncing back now, and also arguably that also helped domestic tourism because also what personally I find shocking is a lot of my friends or your friends as well, tri-state Thake, they don't travel to Cox's Bazar so much. When it's in our back pocket, it's only what a 45-minute flight away, and now there's more opportunity as well with the trains and stuff. I think anything with Bangladesh, again with cinemas as well, it's hard. The startup cost can be quite high, and there's a lot of logistical and issues you have to deal with authorities, and just things are a lot of tangible, moving things that business owners have to deal with. Bangladesh is not the easiest country to do business.
Bureaucracy.
Bureaucracy is there. So these small things also hinder the business. Like again, going back to the cinema thing, our goal is to have 100 screens. We would have grown a lot easier if there was more support from different entities. Same thing with hotels as well. We want to work with the government. We want to promote tourism. And also with other businesses too. If we can all work together, I think it's better for local tourists, international tourists, businesses. Sometimes the difficulty is the easiness of doing business in Bangladesh. Let's put it that way.
আচ্ছা, you mentioned যে প্যান্ডেমিকে হলো তোমাদের hospitality and the hotel businesses একটু প্রবলেমে পড়ছিল। So তোমরা কি আমাদের মতো financially So now I know what it likes to be Rakin Absar.
No, I mean think about it. Like those are very social businesses,
right?
Mother and my dad, thanks to him, he fought a lot. I came to Bangladesh only 2 বছর আগে। উনি তখন অনেক fight করেছে যে cinema will continue. It was a very uncertain time. It was a scary time. Nobody knew what was going to happen.
Right.
If cinema was going to come back.
Right.
And we almost went out of business, to be honest.
Okay.
It was a tough time.
So আমি একটা খুব ইম্পর্টেন্ট একটা কোয়েশ্চেন আমি স্টার সিনেপ্লেক্সকে আস্ক করতে চাই। তোমাদের ওয়েবসাইটে কি সমস্যা? And তোমাদের কেন একটা অ্যাপ নাই? Dedicated Star Cineplex app.
Chilo. So
what happened to it? কে বলছে?
এখানে there's অনেক কিছু ঝামেলা আছে, বাট
ওটা কিছু যেও না, বাট তোমরা কি অ্যাপ বানাচ্ছো বা ওয়েবসাইটকে বেটার করবা কবে? Give me a date.
Coming soon.
Coming soon in theaters near you.
Yeah, but I mean
6 months.
6 months.
Actually, no, even less. There's a local company working
that
on
is a request from all the people there is.
1 month. সমস্যা হচ্ছে যে okay, back for the website for example. So আমাদের একটা foreign server ছিল. Well, first of all, keep in mind this is not any general website and stuff. It's connected to our theater servers and the whole ticketing system and stuff. So it's not just
so একটা চেঞ্জ করতে হলে you have to change the
exactly
entire
change
system.
the whole thing. And our ticketing system is back in 2004, right? Because no one was providing that service in Bangladesh,
right?
And the digitalization hadn't happened so fast. So we had to build our own version, and we're kind of stuck with it. That's why it's kind of clunky and old.
I'll give you an idea.
Sure.
মানুষ যখন কোনো কিছু চেঞ্জ আসে, যেমন যখন নতুন ফ্লাইওভার বানায়, রোড বানায়, তখন আমাদের কি করতে হয়? তখন একটু সাফার করতে হয়, and then after a month আমরা সাফারটা করি না, we actually get a better service. যাও তুমি 1 মাস ওয়েবসাইটটা ডাউন করে দাও, চেঞ্জ দ্য এন্টায়ার সিস্টেম, আমরা দরকার হলে অফলাইন টিকিট কিনবো, 1 মাস পরে
আমরা ওটা করতে হবে if we have to
ওটা করো প্লিজ, we are willing to do that.
Sure, you think so?
I'm down for it.
খারাপ তো
Riot. People
riot. Why can't I get Dookie tickets? Why can't I get Aquaman tickets?
Or তোমরা একটা প্রক্সি সার্ভার করতে পারো।
দেখি, I'll solve it, don't worry.
যেটা হলো টেম্পোরারি Star Cineplex এর ওয়েবসাইট।
When I moved back to Bangladesh, this was one of the first things I went to.
আচ্ছা ঠিক আছে, about the app. Are you coming up with
before that? We're coming with an app. SSL is doing an app for us. It's coming out soon. Hopefully it works smoothly. But when এখন তো our servers and stuff, it works better now. It could be better. I'm not disagreeing with that.
VPN দিলে
না
how does it work? Like আমি যখন দেখছি যে বাংলাদেশ সার্ভার থেকে আমি টিকিট কিনতে পারতেছি, আমরা VPN দিয়ে
I'm getting to that. So আমাদের একটা foreign host server ছিল, HostGator. So this is a problem of the Bangladesh population. I'm not blaming them, but this is a funny story. So Amader, I think what movie was releasing then? Maybe it was like Pathan, Jawan, or one of the bigger Hollywood releases. So our website gets a lot of traffic. It gets like millions of like lands every week, logins every week.
access.
So because Bangladesh there's not that many. You need a web server, either AWS,
Right.
HostGator, and stuff. So the HostGator site, they thought it was spam because there were so many people hitting the site at once. So when we put a link out on our, and now we have like a 500,000 followers on Facebook. So when we share something, a lot of people see it. So the web server thought that hundreds of thousands people going into a
Wow.
website at once.
So আমি যদি
This must-
VPN দিয়ে দেই
they're get-
তখন
they're getting-
স্প্যাম মনে করে না because
they're-
তখন মনে করে
exactly.
আমি বিদেশি so
Exactly.
probably not a
Because
spam.
most of the traffic comes from Dhaka.
Yeah.
So the server thought it's like, okay, this site is getting, our client is getting hacked.
Okay.
There's so many people coming at once. This can't be right. This
Why
can't
don't you
be
just
true.
tell them that it's
So
not a spam?
They blocked the IP. We did, but they have a
Brother, it's not a spam. Please
we did.
release.
No, we told them. But
How do
then
you say that?
they have the system is
Oh,
automated, so it just reads it.
বলছি কল করলে হবে ভাই এটা স্প্যাম না ছেড়ে দেন দরজা ছেড়ে দেন
Oh, there's 100,000 Rakins trying to log in from Uttara.
Oh
IP
yeah,
blocked.
we actually did that. Like Coldplay এর জন্য আমরা একই যেরকম simultaneously এক একটা ল্যাপটপ দিয়ে যতগুলো ডিভাইস ছিল আমরা লিটারালি তোর মার্ভেল মুভিগুলো যেগুলো
No wonder they blocked your IPs then.
আমরা সবগুলো নিয়ে খুলতেছি কোথায় টিকিট কিনবো মানে কোনটা দিয়ে ইয়া মানে ইটস এ গ্রেট থিং যে তোমরা এখন দেখতেছো যে স্মার্টফোন ইন্টারনেট ইজ লাইক অ্যাক্সেসিবল বাই লিটারালি
Of course,
এভরিওয়ান
yeah,
and
online
anyone.
tickets are the way, and actually, like this also pandemic kind of helped that. Pre-pandemic, majority of our ticket sales were actually still box office, like physical. After that, it's online. It shifted. Now it's like 70-80% online.
Okay.
Yeah, people are forced to get digital during the pandemic.
It's easier বাসায় বসে বসে তুমি টিকিট কিনতে পারতেছো তোমার এসএমএস দেখালে তোমার টিকিটটা দিয়ে দিচ্ছে
Yeah, but rest assured, I'm working on that. That will be more.
And আমি খুবই
Seamless
যেমন আমি যখন
সামনে।
বাহিরে মুভি দেখি আমরা যখন দেখি তখন স্ক্রিন এক্স ও গুড কোয়েশ্চেন
যে IMAX,
স্ক্রিন এক্স আইম্যাক্স তোমরা ডু ইউ হ্যাভ প্রসপেক্টস ফর দ্যাট
We do. Let Uttara open first. So
in future
IMAX,
I'm not getting like very near
I know.
future but in near
No,
future.
I think for many years now, there's been a lot of questions about IMAX and stuff. So IMAX এর জন্য আমাদের land আছে, and I do think the market is mature enough. It's just again startup cost অনেক বেশি, so it's just initiating that plan. One worry for us as like exhibitors and business owners, you have to justify the price to the customer.
Right.
So, and also there's an issue with space, especially like in Dhaka, Bangladesh. It's not like you can, again, magic one day, you can't do an IMAX in
Right.
Dhaka, tri-state. There's no space for that. You need a big space. You need a
Bigger
big hall.
space,
It's a big
right.
screen. And they're not also, obviously, they're not very
And
cheap
price
to
to
bring
different
into-
হবে আর মানুষজন
So you
এটা
have to-
বুঝতে টাইম
it's going to be more of a destination thing. So you have to like, water park টা খুললে মানাবে at-
but
I
I
don't know
think
if
you
they're
guys
doing
can
really
try
well.
out the water like test out the water by with 4DX যেটা চলে
agree,
that is easier
People, I'd rather go for ScreenX or some other PLF,
ScreenX
like some bigger.
ScreenX is good
4DX, some people might get motion sickness and stuff, and you can get.
বমি
those-
করে করে
Yeah, we don't
you have to give them like vomit bucket but আরে আমরা এই
Doggy-
কোনটা
Doggy
দেখছিলাম
Road
না
has-
Avatar
Oh my
2
god,
দেখছিলাম।
Avatar, hey.
হ্যাঁ,
ফাহিম না
4DX
মানে
এ
লিটারালি বলে
দেখছিলাম।
কি ও দেখতেছে বলে কি ঝাঁকানোর কোনো দরকার ছিল
No,
কিছু
legit, there
ঝাঁকানোর
are
কি দরকার
scenes
ছিল?
যেখানে কোনো it's a bird just landing smoothly and it's
Yeah.
like and the seeds going
you
like
have to
this.
feel the bird you have to feel the bird
No, it landed very
I
gracefully.
enjoyed it I
Yeah,
enjoyed
but
the
not
fuck out
everyone
of it.
will be. So I enjoy
Yeah.
it, master. But no, definitely we want to do a bigger format, whether it be IMAX or something else. IMAX though, brand, so Manush dekhte chahe, and I do think audiences are ready for it and will go for it. It's just, let's say if it's somewhere outskirts of Dhaka, Purbachal or somewhere, you have to justify people having the para of navigating through traffic, go 1 hour 1 hour somewhere outside of Dhaka to watch a film, pay a lot of money, 3,000
Okay.
Dhaka upwards,
Right.
and then come back home. It can take you up to 5 hours for that experience.
আমি একটু বুঝিয়ে বলি যারা মানে ইয়েতে
হ্যাঁ।
সো মানে যারা ডারিয়াসের কথা তো বুঝছোই বাট তারপর আমি একটু বাংলাতে বলি সো বেসিক্যালি আইম্যাক্স যারা বলতেছে যে অনেকেই আছে আমার মতো অনেকেই আছে যে আইম্যাক্সটা চায় বাংলাদেশে বাট ইউ হ্যাভ টু আন্ডারস্ট্যান্ড যে আইম্যাক্সের জন্য তুমি আমি আছি বাট ইজ দেয়ার ইনাফ পিপল হু ওয়ান্টস আইম্যাক্স নাম্বার ওয়ান নাম্বার টু হলো লোকেশন বিকজ আইম্যাক্সের জন্য কিন্তু তোমার অনেক বড় হল দরকার বাংলাদেশে কিন্তু তুমি দেখতেছো যে অনেক স্পেস কিন্তু অনেক কনজেস্টেড অনেক স্পেস কিন্তু ইজিলি পাওয়া যায় না পাওয়া গেলেও আবার দেখা যাবে প্রাইস সেন্সিটিভ একটা জিনিস ম্যাটার করে বাংলাদেশে যে ওই প্রাইসের জন্য তুমি কি দেখবা কিনা। তারপর হলো যেহেতু একটু দূরে ঠুরে হবে, যেমন ইউ মেনশন যে পূর্বাচল বা একটু আউট অফ টাউন, হালকা একটু আউট অফ টাউন হবে, সো উড ইউ ড্রাইভ ইউরসেলফ টু দ্যাট পার্টিকুলার লোকেশন টু ওয়াচ আইম্যাক্স অনলি। সো আই থিঙ্ক ওরকম জিনিসপাতি মানে ইট ম্যাটার্স, অনেক ভ্যারিয়েবলস আছে। সো ওগুলো অ্যাকচুয়ালি আস্তে আস্তে বাংলাদেশ তো উন্নতি মানে আস্তে আস্তে আরো ডিজিটালাইজড হচ্ছে, আরো আরো অ্যাডভান্স হচ্ছে, বা ওভার টাইম obviously
আমরা IMAX নিয়ে আসবো, just
নিয়ে আসবে
matter
100%,
of
but
time,
it's matter of time and matter of year
time.
আর কি। Maybe I'll die before then.
Yeah, and
No,
and final
Soon,
question to you, not about
Sure.
your entities. So you have a pretty multicultural upbringing. You're half
Correct.
Finnish, half Bangladeshi, and I think you were born in America.
Correct.
How do you think your diverse background helps in doing this kind of work?
Since you're the next generation of Sayeman, Penninsula, and holo Star Cineplex.
It definitely helps, but there's also challenges with that. So yeah, regarding my background, I was born in the States. Tarpor prothom 9 বছর of my life, I grew up in Bangladesh, went to international schools. Then I moved to Finland, lived there for 10 years. My mother is from there. Amar abbu Bangladeshi. Tarpor সব পড়ালেখা, bachelor's in London, master's in Dubai and Boston. ওটার পরে বাংলাদেশে আবার চলে আসছি।
Basically, you
So-
travel all around the world.
Yeah, been around. So, and then, still brought me here to Dhaka, best city in the world. No, I enjoy Bangladesh, and there's a lot of potential. So, it does help me. I've seen how cinemas and hotels operate in the West. I know how business is done there. In terms of adjustment, I think the corporate life and business works very differently in Bangladesh compared to the West. It's very interpersonal. It's its own, it's its own like living beast and stuff. Things change all the time. So yeah, it's I guess the good thing about my background is that I have a different perspective to someone who has had the upbringing and education in Bangladesh, which is a good thing.
And
it's just
younger people always have the better ideas.
Of course, just combining that with, and I'm learning
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
job and learning about trends and the market in Bangladesh. So just combining that with the local business environment and stuff, and then utilizing that to grow
Right.
these businesses. So yeah, it is helping, but it's also it's not easy to.
I've seen you like growing up like into the business, because we've worked at the very first time with the
True.
Spider-Man.
Correct.
Yeah, right. That was your first time, like
That was I had
first time.
that I had just moved to Bangladesh a month or two before.
Yeah. And তুমি হলো আমাকে দিয়ে যে ওই স্টার সিনপ্লেক্স ওই কাজটা করেছিলে, and you were almost clueless but you were confident you'll pull it
Yeah.
off, and that was great, right? And look at you now, like যে ins and
Yeah,
out
exactly.
and all that. It didn't take too much time, honestly.
Yeah, but no, like one thing I will say about is like the challenges is here I thought I could apply stuff I've learned in business school in the
Right.
West and like marketing stuff or management stuff.
Yeah.
Apply it here. It doesn't work like that.
No,
it does not work like that.
honestly. Yeah.
But it's cool. It's interesting.
Oh well. Thank you for sharing that with us.
Yeah.
Add
We
some-
actually
add
you
some
have
gifts for
something
you as
for
well.
us, right?
So Bob Marley coming.
মানুষজন এটা মনে করবে LGBTQ।
It's like
ডুড মানুষজন
Rastafarian.
বুঝে না, আমি এরকম লিটারালি এরকম
আসলে?
হ্যাঁ আমি একটা সক পরছি, মানুষজন লিটারালি বলে কি যে ও তুমি তো LGBTQ সক পরছো।
It's not your gift, but watch Aquaman if you haven't yet.
I will.
Do you think Bob Marley will do good? It's a biopic. Do you think what kind of movies do you think?
Bob Marley, honestly
No,
speaking,
Hollywood films.
no, I'm বুঝতে, I don't think there will be some kind of audiences but not a mass audience. মানে অনেকে জানেও না।
Yeah, but
Like
the
I
ones
said,
who watch
oh,
it, they
wow.
like love it. They like
Yeah, I agree.
worship it.
I just got a Simon box. Like, am I allowed to open it?
Unbox.
Here?
Unbox.
Oh, sorry, I wanted to give you this earlier, but
Oh,
this-
যারা
Amra, we could have ate this during the podcast.
Oh,
Maybe
we
still
could.
can.
What is
Cricket.
this?
This is from Thailand. I was at a cinema expo over there.
Oh,
Cricket flavored popcorn.
cricket. I love it.
And then there's some tickets for you guys.
Oh, thank you. এটা কিসের টিকিট? কোন মুভি টিকিট আগে দেখতে হবে আমার? ও Aquaman.
Nah,
Oh, no, in general. Buy one get one
Aquaman
free.
premiere tomato আসতেছে.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So
Thank you so much.
Concessions, I think আমরা improve করতে পারবো. I want to bring more popcorn flavors and stuff. Maybe not cricket.
ও হ্যাঁ, ও actually আমাকে personally বলতেছিল যে I love Cineplex and all that, but ওদের popcorn flavors গুলো আর একটু বেশি
Yeah.
diverse হওয়া দরকার. So that is our
Again, hard
request.
to bring ship from abroad and stuff, but
True. Well, can't you make it here? Like,
you have to import the corns,
No, but
and
food-wise,
the flavors as well. you have to
thank
bring.
you
no,
so much.
food-wise, you guys have the best wedges in town. But I'm not saying
Thank you.
Yeah.
movies.
I
in
really
town.
enjoy
In
our
town,
pop
right.
chicken a lot.
Honestly.
Like, I almost like our pop chicken.
তুমি কি একটু তোমাদের পপ চিকেনটাকে আরেকটু স্পাইসি করতে পারবে? আরেকটু লাইক মশলা
want, sure.
দিয়ে?
Any other recommendations?
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Because I
There
love
is
pop
I
chicken.
had another question.
Sure.
If you don't mind. Before Cineplex, movie tickets were like 20 taka, 30 taka, 50 taka, somewhere like that. And when Cineplex stepped in, it was all of a sudden 300, 350, 400 taka. So how did you justify that price to the mass?
Because of the service and luxury amenities we're providing, proper seating and stuff. It's look at our lobbies and stuff. It's a differential service we're trying to provide. And again, like I've noticed myself too, people are price sensitive here, which I understand. But then as a business, you have your own costs as well. You can't operate at a loss. So of course, there's reasons for pricing. And that I guess as a business and as a for me it's the challenge is justifying it to the customer, which we try to do and stuff.
Can I add to that? So actually, compared to the international charging just standard, they are actually charging way less. Because বাইরের countryতে একটা মুভি দেখলে তোমার $9 to $16 একটা মুভি টিকেটের প্রাইস। $32 32 থেকে $36 হলো তোমার ফর আইম্যাক্স। Because আমি বাইরে গেলে I watch a lot of movies. ওরা ওখানে জায়গায় $9 তো রাখতেছেই না। $9 হলে কত হয়? Almost 1,000 টাকা, right, per year. And they're keeping 250 to 600, 700 depending on the seating area. তোমার normal seating এর জন্য কিন্তু you have to pay $9 outside. So তোমরা যদি বাইরে যদি কম্প্যারিজনটা আনো, you guys are actually charging way less and you're giving out the international level of service.
আমাদের জিনিস হচ্ছে we don't want to compromise on quality. We could get cheaper seats. We could get cheaper fittings. We could make our lobbies not look as nice, but that's not our brand. That's not what we want to convey to our customers.
Yeah.
And অনেকে like expat আমাকে বলে যে like they didn't expect so nice cinemas in Bangladesh.
Honestly, same here.
Our cinemas are better than some of the ones in Europe.
And especially when it comes to audio technology. You guys have the like
Dolby Atmos.
the top notch Atmos আছে যেটা আছে. So Atmos তো যখন তোমরা তো first আনছিলা.
জি.
Right. So and as the technology will progress, you'll also like bring those as soon as possible.
Correct.
So well, we got to learn a lot from you about the hospitality side and the movie industry side. Thanks a lot for being here. I really hope you have confusions regarding Star Cineplex or movie tickets in general. It doesn't have to be Star Cineplex. Amader onek confusion
the industry as well.
So onek kichu jante parlam. Thanks for being here and really thanks for the gifts.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
অনেকগুলা এরকম সিমিলার অনেকগুলা হয়ে গেছে আমার বাসায়।
তাই
এখন আমার অনেকগুলা থার্মো what do you call them?
Thermos.
Right.
This has a
Oh yeah.
temperature.
And I'm definitely gonna watch Aquaman. এখন বলেও লাভ না because এই এপিসোড আসবে January.
Yeah, that should do well.
তোমরা তো মনে হয় Star Cineplex you guys do not provide cokes এগুলোতে, right? বাইরে দেয় এটা।
হ্যাঁ, it's a branding licensing issue. Customs তো অনেক
তোমরা Star Cineplex কিন্তু করতে পারো, just Star Cineplex এর
হ্যাঁ,
branding.
এগুলো true, yeah.
Okay. Thanks. So we're at the end of the episode, guys. I really hope you got to learn a lot of things. আমি আজকে অনেক ভুল ক্যামেরা এদিকে তাকাচ্ছি, সমস্যা নেই, তো আমার সব রিলস গুলো হলো এই সাইড প্রোফাইলে হবে। সো অনেক কোয়েশ্চেন্স তোমরা জানলে, আমরাও অনেক কিছু শিখলাম তোমাদের সাথে। সো থ্যাঙ্কস আনটিল দ্য নেক্সট এপিসোড। বাই বাই, টেক কেয়ার, লাভ ইউ।